In a previous video, we were talking about how to make a call into the Zchain API, passing a T address, and then we were getting back account details for that T address. Now, the Zchain API, as we said before, is an API for the Zchain Block Explorer, which is a block explorer for the Zcash blockchain. Now, in this video, we're going to go ahead and just finish up making ourselves a little app that displays a balance whenever we run it. And we already showed how to access the balance by first making this API call, specifying the account or the address that we want to get access to, storing that data into the my account variable, and then we were able to access the balance by typing my account using the dot notation. We just click dot and we type balance, and then we were able to access our balance that way. Really, all we need to do to make this app is we're going to take this code that we see here, the actual request that gets the data, and the dot notation access of that data, and we just need to put that into a file that we can run anytime we want to run our app. So to start out, we're going to go ahead and I've made a Zchain-app folder where I'm going to place this file that we create that we're going to run when we want to run our app. So let's just go ahead and take a look. We're going to make the file at the command line in PowerShell, and then we'll see it pop up in the UI up here whenever it's done. So in order to make a file in PowerShell, you just type new-item, and then you want to give the file name. So we're going to call this check-balance. And then PowerShell apps, they're also called scripts. They have an extension PS1. The extension is just any file name. The dot, the thing on the other side, on the right side of the dot, is called the extension. So this will make us a new file called checkbalance.ps1 inside of this DEEPLIZARD / Zchain-app directory. So we're going to go ahead and click enter to create it. All right, we see that it was just created. Inside the actual command line, we got details that says this file was created. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and open the file up. We right click and click edit, and that's going to open the file inside of Windows PowerShell ISE. You can do this in Notepad if you want. Windows PowerShell ISE should come installed on your computer if you're running Windows 10, and then it's a editor to actually make PowerShell programs. So we need to go ahead, and what we want to do is we need this code. We need this code that's going to be a part of our app. So we need to copy it from inside of PowerShell. So I'm just going to make sure I grab the whole address and the my account. I'm going to copy by right clicking, and then I'm going to come into the file and I'm going to paste that in. And then the next thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and access the balance. So we're going to put the balance in its own variable. So we're going to type balance, and then we're going to say that that balance is going to be equal to my account dot balance. Okay, so now we have the balance is isolated in its own variable outside of my account. Now we also want to go ahead and we can grab the date. So we'll type date is equal to date. If you type date in PowerShell, then what you'll get is the actual date. See here? And so that's what, if we just put date, then the date will be now input into this variable. Okay, so next we're going to type write host, and what this function or this command is going to do is it's going to go ahead and write to the host. Now what's the host? A host is the actual command line interface. It's the thing that you see when you're writing your command. So if we say write host down here, and then we put some text like DEEPLIZARD, and we click enter, it'll just put DEEPLIZARD. We can also change the color by just typing like foreground color like that, and then giving it a color like, say, green for a DEEPLIZARD, and then it'll show up as green. So up here, what we want to write out to the host, so the user can see, is we're going to do a single quote like that. Let me blow this up. We're going to do a single quote like that, and then we're going to type the date is, and then we'll just do $date to get the date value, and your balance is, and then we'll do the balance to get the balance value, and then we'll put all of that text inside of these tick marks, these quotes. All right, and then we can also do foreground color, and we'll go green just because green looks good. All right, so now we can just click save, and then now all this code is saved into our file. And when we run this file, what's going to happen every time we run it, the first thing it's going to do is it's going to invoke the REST method with our account, and then it's going to invoke the REST method, passing our account to the Zchain API. It's going to come back, the account data is going to be saved inside of my account, and then we'll be able to access that balance. We're going to pull it out and put it in its own variable. called balance, and then we're going to pull the date out and we're going to put it in its own variable called date, and then we're going to write this. This is called a string. The reason this is a string is because it's inside of these tick marks, these quotes. Write host, we're telling write host to say, hey, write this string out and then make it green for us. So we'll click save, and now to run this, we can go back into PowerShell. Let's just open PowerShell up, and I'm going to go ahead and clear my screen, type CLEAR to clear, click enter, and now to see the file, we can type ls, and since we're in the same directory where we made the file, we know the file's going to be there, check balance. Now to run it, you just need the first part of it, type like check, and then you can click the tab, and the autocomplete feature will autocomplete the file name for you. And you got to have these two characters in the front of it. The dot means this current directory that we're sitting in, and the slash means that file that's there. So once you type out the name of the program you want to run and you click enter, which I'll do now, boom, we get back the date is, we see the date and the time, and your balance is, and we see the balance. Oh, one thing I forgot I wanted to do was in the balance, we need to put the units. So ZEC for Zcash. Save. Let's run this thing again. So just click your up arrow to get it back. Now we see the date is, the date changed because those seconds incremented, and then your balance is Zcash. And then we could, if we wanted to, we could put write host here and not give it anything to write, and it'll just write a new line character to the screen, and then that'll give us a little bit of space around each side whenever we run it. So let's click your up arrow, run again, and see now you get a little space here and there because it's just writing a new line. Now instead of having to open your web browser, have to browse to some, or open your wallet, or look in your wallet to get your balance, or you don't even have to open the Zchain block explorer. You can just run your own program and you can see what your balance is, and your balance probably isn't going to be changing very much. But if you want to run this once a day, or suppose you've got multiple balances like all the ones in your Jack's wallet, and you want to get all of them and you want to add them up and you want to display it all at once, the power of being able to program is the fact that you can do anything you want. This was a simple demonstration of just getting that data, getting the balance, and then displaying it back out. But you could do additions to it, you could check it automatically, you could set up your computer to run and check your balance to see if it changed, and then you could do a notification if it ever changed, anything like that. So the possibilities are endless with code. So this was just an example of how you can use the Zchain API to get access to your account data and display it out. Now I hope this video was helpful. Please like the video, subscribe, and support this DEEPLIZARD channel. Thank you.